So here's an article out of London, England that I thought was pretty interesting. It has to do with stress odors from humans and the effects on dogs. It's out of the Washington Post. Um, Dogs can smell human stress and it bums them out. So, what they did in this study is they took dogs and they basically trained them to learn that one bowl here. I just got in from workout. Let me see if I can change this. Ooh, that's not what I wanted to do. There, I had a AI thing for my make a avatar. That's better, so you don't have to see my sweaty workout um, version of me. So back to this study, what they did was they had one bowl in point A and one bowl in point B. The bowl in point A always had really good food or treats within it, and at point B it was always empty. So they established that. And then what they would do is they would put a bowl in between at point C, but C would be in the middle of A and B. And basically, what they determined was that how aggressively the dog ran to the bowl in the middle was to establish the like a positive expectation, a positive interaction where there was expectation that there is a hopeful that there's something that may be in that bowl. Okay. If they approach the bowl more gingerly, apprehensively, not as aggressively, then they were considered to be more pessimistic versus optimistic. Okay. So after this, they exposed the dogs to a smell of stress in people. This was also interesting. How do you get stress odors from humans? Well, they attached pads to the armpit or underarm regions of humans that they put through two different exercises that were shown to induce an increased amount of cortisol or stress hormone. One of those was giving a public speech or speaking in front of people. The other was taking a timed math test that was a difficult test. And then they exposed the dogs to the odor, and the findings were interesting because the canines involved in the trial did not know the people who were emitting the smells. They were just able to detect the smell of the stress. So, as you could imagine, this is only looking at smell and it's looking at odor from people that the dog does not know. So, there's a common stress smell that people have that dogs can pick up upon, and they have 1,000 times more sensitivity to smell than people do. And as they expose them to the stress smell, the dogs definitely became much more pessimistic as they were to approach the bowl in the middle. So we were able to see the odor affected how optimistic or pessimistic they were about receiving the treat in the unknown location. What we found, dogs that were slow to approach the bowl, that was uncertain when the stress smell was present. So that was interesting, and they follow up with questions that there's no answers to at this point. But would dogs be even more impacted by the stress of their humans if it was a known human? And what other factors other than odor are present when people are undergoing stress that dogs could pick up upon other than just smell alone, and how that could amplify or even put one, two, three fold of different layers that could cause an increased amount of stress or non-optimistic or pessimistic feelings within the dogs themselves. So what do we do with this? One of the things that we notice, or that I've noticed, and in the veterinary world we've noticed, is that there are lots of dogs with anxiety right now. And based off of this, I don't think it's a far stretch to say that a lot of that stress and anxiety that we're seeing in our patients may be contagious stress from their owners, potentially. So it's just something to think about. I thought it was interesting and thought I would pass it along.